Now you're gonna see all of my errors that I made in my different piece of code. I'm not sure if I like this. Yada, let's create a login components. There's a little thing that we can do here, because right now we're okay. We're only having 5, 7, 6 pages. Doesn't matter. The more pages you have, the more likely it is that you will have to split them up. If you have list item, detail, this, that, then you're gonna have to split up like, alright, this is the list groups of components, this is the user groups of components. So for example, here already I can say user dash login components, and I can also add like a register components. I'm gonna do one more thing for fun. This is an auth components. Alright, let's start with the auth components. Obviously import React from React auth components. If I'm making errors, let me know. I'm not very good at thinking today. Alright, sure. What this is gonna need to do is it's gonna check. It's gonna check if, for example, here we could say const cookies document.cookie. Maybe we wanna use effect for this one because otherwise we're gonna have some issue. Effect const cookie. We're gonna get the cookie. I'm not gonna type everything out right now. Clean up as well. We're gonna check if there's a cookie. We're also gonna check if the JWT token is present. If not, use state as well. Alright, something like that. Yeah, sure. We're gonna check if we're logged in, then we can continue, and we do this by doing this dot children, I think, unless they change this. I'll check it out. No, not necessary. Alright. Otherwise, display the login component. A lot of stuff happened here. What happens? First of all, when we enter this component, we're gonna check, do we have a cookie? We're gonna check, does it have a JWT token? If it does, most likely you're gonna be logged in. On a more advanced version, you're also gonna send that JWT token to the server and ask, is this still valid? Server will respond with yes or no. If no, display the login component. If yes, just continue on the site. In this case, we're just gonna check, is it there? It's most likely still gonna be valid because the server doesn't check for the stuff. If so, we're gonna set logged in to true, and then we're just gonna display the rest of the components. I think that this .children still works. I am not sure. How this is gonna be implemented mainly. This is like an overarching component. So auth components. It should work like this. Obviously, it's not going to compile because you are not imported yet. Components, user, auth components. Am I speaking Chinese or does this make sense? Huh?
Almost Chinese.
Almost Chinese. Why? This is an honest question. Oh, right. I forgot something. What did I forget?
Export.
export a default auth component.
And this thing.
And
This thing.
shit.
Use Steve.
And this, yeah, support. Yeah.
Thanks for thinking with me. Failed to compile, login is not defined, obviously just like display the word. Give me the browser. Cool. This with children is not defined. I'm gonna have to look this up. Not sure if this will work. Well, there is an error, which means that it works. Because, why did this work? And now it's really crazy. It entered here, right? It entered the auth component, which is overarching of everything. So it entered before even doing the routing, before even doing anything else. It just went in. And because here we said, just put it on true. I don't care. If he enters here, the return situation is gonna check, are we logged in? Yes, display children. Children being anything that I put between the brackets here. Right? So here we've got the start of our auth components, and it basically envelops everything else. So if my auth component isn't coming true, then nothing will be displayed. In this case, it's not going to be nothing that will be displayed. We're going to display the login, which means that before a user can go to any page, he'll first have to go through the login. There might be a better way to do this. In this case, we might want to put the auth component inside of the router. Why inside of the router? Because if you put this inside of the router, you can basically catch all requests. If it's outside of it, if I'm gonna go to like create, I'm not sure if he's gonna behave the same way if I'm not logged in. But that's something, I mean, to figure out later. Is everybody like somewhat following with this? Yes, you know why there's an auth component here and what it does. Okay. In that case, I want you all to try it. But I don't know if we're still gonna do this before the break. No, yeah, we still have time. Yeah, no, but add these 3 pages, an auth component, a login page, and a register page. What's on the login and register page? For now, just the word login or register, so that you know that it works. Because not only will you have to be able to log in, you will have to be able to register as well, obviously without logging in. But that's something for later. First, add those pages. I'm gonna leave this one open so that you can see. No. Okay. Not the terminal. All right. the children is gonna the children is used to display everything that was in between the brackets, like in the app.js. Over here, you see that you have like your out component with stuff in between. The children refers to all the stuff in between. So you could say like, alright, the component that you want to display is this, but in this case we have a lot of them. So we can just say children. Children being everything that's one layer down. As a general name, it's not that we need to pass this on, it just always will. Alright, should I go back? Alright, go back. It's completed. This would be easier when the server was still online. But so it seems to be working. We can go to the components. Okay, good. You don't need to take the exact thing that is here, obviously. You can change variable names and stuff like that, because if you look at it, the only thing I'm doing here is I'm setting a state. I'm using an effect to set the state to true. That's all that I'm doing, and then I displayed it. There's no magic code going on here, nothing we haven't seen before. Sometime you all are gonna pop out states like it's nothing. Does everybody has this?
Almost.
Almost? Because in that case, I'm gonna have to figure. Whoa, that cannot be good. Okay.